Hey everybody, welcome. It's May 18th. Welcome to What's Going On, a weekly roundtable show where everybody just hangs out. We tell stories, we talk, we see where they're going. Thanks for watching tonight. Appreciate your being here. Things are opening back up. It's getting warmer again. I wore shorts for the last 3 days in a row. That's unprecedented in the last year, right? So that's good. Outside, I mean, which is great. I'm loving it. I'm loving everything, and I'm happy to be here. Thanks everybody for watching it at home as well. You're a part of this show. Throw anything into the chat that you want. If you have a story about what we're talking about, if you got a question, if you got a comment, throw it in there. We'll probably throw it up on the screen. We'll definitely talk about it. And that's everything. Let's bring people in and let them introduce themselves once they're in here. Everybody, welcome to the show. Rachel and Grace and Michael and Justin and MLab. What's going on, everybody?
Woo! Hello.
Hello.
Oh, thanks for being here. That was great, Chris.
I'm really good at social skills. It's great.
I like it. It reminded me of Ricky Bobby. Never mind. It was great. Let's all go around.
That's my Carol Burnett. Sorry. Real subtle.
And introduce ourselves. Rachel, let's start with you.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm one of the producers of the channel. I'm also the social media director, which is why I'm tweeting during the show. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm doing my job.
It's a true story. She's doing her job, and she's very mad, and she can't wait to tell us why. Grace, what's going on?
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm also on 2MB on Quarantine Action Wrestling on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. I play Clear Bear.
Yeah. 2MB is so good. QAW is so good. 2MB is also really good. I mean, I'm going to shout out my own channel. QAW is what I'm talking about, and it's awesome. It's one of my favorite things in the world. So thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Michael, what's up?
Not much. I'm Michael. I'm also on QAW. I pretend to be a squirrel. Sometimes I write sketches. And now I'm here on 2MB, Matt's favorite thing on Twitch.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Justin, what's up, man?
Oh, I'm here. It's 9 p.m. This is my 10 a.m.
Oh, wait. All right. I don't even know how that math works. I tried to do some quick math to figure out when you'd be really going to sleep, and I couldn't do it.
It's a mystery, man.
Yeah, it's 8 a.m., I guess. I love it. As you can see, Justin hosts a show on his Twitch channel, which is awesome. You should definitely check it out. Talk about movies, culture, all that stuff.
Yeah, you did. I was actually telling somebody today because you did that show back in January, and you were on with a good friend of mine, Kevin Hall. Wonderful guy, writes for GQ, and this dude has never stopped posting in the group chat we created for that show. It's been
I love it. I feel like we're fast friends now, just because we've all hung together there.
I'm like, how is this? We watched The Midnight Sky together for a podcast 6 months ago, and now I got to talk to these guys almost every week.
I feel like sitting through that movie is what bonded us together.
I know.
We
went on a Lord of the Rings style adventure of a lifetime.
Thanks for being here, man. Can't wait to talk more. And last but certainly not least, MLab, what's going on?
Hi, I'm just trying to get comfortable on my couch right now, so that my leg lifts. I'm good. I'm on Twitter and Instagram sometimes, and I'm on Quarantine Action Wrestling and Sleepover on Ben's favorite 2MB studio.
Oh, this is going to be a fun game. Appreciate that. And Shushi getting some love in the chat, right? Which is awesome. Yeah, definitely check him out. Definitely.
I think Nikki's my #1 subscriber, so it's nice. I feel at home having her here.
It's like
Nikki.
Comfort. What's going on, Nikki? Cool. Let's get into it. Rachel, you're piping hot and angry, and I don't want to keep you going any longer. So why don't you start the show and let everybody know what's grinding your gears? What's going on?
Yeah, this is even though this is a story show, It's just for tonight. Ben has granted me permission to just talk about something that pisses me off, which I appreciate. It only makes me slightly less mad before I remember what I'm mad about. And then I get twice as mad. That's how my anger works. Dear Evan Hansen, first of all, let me frame this by saying I'm not a Broadway person. I've never seen Dear Evan Hansen, but I'm still furious about the trailer for Dear Evan Hansen. Let's go. I have several reasons why I'm mad about it. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. We can't play it because we'll be banned because of copyright. But long story short, it's a story about a guy who writes letters to himself because his shrink told him to. At some point, one of those letters gets in the hand of a child who then commits suicide. Everyone thinks that his last letter, this suicidal boy wrote a letter to Evan Hansen, which Dear Evan Hansen actually wrote to himself. And now everyone is... everyone likes this guy who had no friends. Everyone likes him now because they thought he was the guy who was the only friend of the suicidal guy. And so it's a farce, but it's played as a melodrama, apparently from the trailer. So here are the problems with the trailer.
Rachel, you're getting a Broadway ticket out of this, so this is
Good.
fantastic.
If only my anger were ever as productive as it is tonight. The problem with Dear Evan Hansen trailer, as I see it, is that they got the guy who played him originally, right? The original actor, right? Ben
Platt, who's
Yeah.
very talented. Who's very extremely talented.
He's great. You might know him best. Probably the mainstream probably knows him best as the magic guy from Pitch Perfect.
He's
Okay,
adorable.
I know him as the politician, by the way. I know him. I've watched every episode of that.
We all know
show.
Ben Platt from somewhere.
I don't think I know him from anywhere.
Problem.
Michael has no idea who
I'm
Ben
on the
Platt
same.
is.
I'm like, yeah, I know that guy. Yeah.
Okay, honestly,
Looking up Ben Platt.
I've never seen this guy before in my fucking life. I don't watch Pitch Perfect. I don't watch those singing movies. So, problem with Ben
Okay,
Platt.
too.
He is the oldest 27-year-old looking motherfucker I've seen in my life. You could not invent an older looking 27-year-old. I think he's wearing a hairpiece in the trailer because the hair doesn't look real, and that makes him look so fucking old. Now, you may be thinking, Rachel, isn't this a proud tradition of Hollywood to cast the elderly as high schoolers? Here's the problem. The problem is Grease. A lot of people have been comparing him to Grease. No, Grease is different. In Grease, everyone looks 50. They're all fucking. It's fine. It doesn't. In Grease, you can imagine Grease as a weird purgatory where the horniest people in the world have all died and now get to relive high school. That's what Grease is. Dear Evan Hansen, one guy looks 27. 27-year-old guy looks 50. Everyone else, 25, looks 18. Looks just like a grown man in high school. Doesn't work. Very different vibe. It looks like an old man has entered
That
high
guy would
school.
have had friends in high school because he could have bought beer. He's the
He
only
could've
one that
Yeah.
could have
Yes.
bought beer in
Yeah.
high school.
So he would have had friends. So already your disbelief, your suspension of disbelief, it's like that bridge that wobbled in the 50s, right? Already your disbelief is like this.
It's a good point, David Thomas.
I love that comment because it's like, wait, so Ben Platt has the same origin story as Don Draper from that.
And now he's allowed to play
Very
any
similar,
part
yeah.
he wants. Travel on the road.
So,
Ben Platt wrote the "Buy the World a Coke" commercial, so he can do whatever.
Yeah, Ben Platt. Yeah. That was my favorite Ben Platt song. Was that Coke commercial song?
He sings like an angel.
Yeah.
and here's the thing. He looks like as old as an angel, 1,000 billion years old.
Rachel, so there's a
Man. That's
question.
harsh.
There's a question I have that's lurking under all this that has nothing really to do with Ben Platt, and that is, you hate musicals and you also hate movies about singing. Do you just not like music that involves storytelling? Do you just want your music just to be music? Do you not like it telling a story?
No, Ben. I like musicals. I'm just not a musical person. I should have been clear.
Ah.
Clarify.
And, I did musicals in high school when I was a child. I don't think of myself as a theater kid. So I think that's the difference. I just don't think of myself as somebody who goes to Broadway. I don't have the money. But I have some more things I'm angry about regarding this casting. So
All right, we got out for a second. We shook it off. Now let's dive back in. Let's dive back in.
Okay. So first of all, ruins the movie. Way too old. By dint, imagining the plot. Imagine the movie has an ordinary plot already ruined. Second of all, millions of teen boys who can sing across the country denied employment by this ancient.
They could have launched the next Ben Platt, and Ben Platt wasn't going to stand for that.
Ben
Ben
Platt's
Platt was like, I'm not done being Ben Platt, so you can tell the next Ben Platt to fuck right off.
Exactly. So he's already selfish,
Hold
denying
on
millions of young men their dream of stardom. So number 3, the plot of this fucking movie is ridiculous. It's about a child who writes letters to himself because of his therapist. Another child gets a letter, kills himself. Everyone thinks that Evan Hansen is friends with a kid who killed himself, and then everyone likes the first child. Now, this is obviously barely tolerable for behavior among children, right? A child, you'd be like, we need to sit down and talk about lying. And then, yeah, you're a liar. So, but you're like, a child might be defensible. This is an 150-year-old man who decided to undergo the plot of Dear Evan Hansen. Not forgivable.
And then, yeah.
I don't know who. I still don't know. I looked him up, and I still don't know who this guy is.
Either. I looked him up too. I don't know him either.
Listen, you gotta look up his cover of Joni Mitchell's River. Then you'll know exactly who he is.
Okay.
No,
like an angel.
He can sing like an angel.
That's not the issue.
I'm
angel
still
on
kind of
earth.
confused on the plot. Okay, I'm a little confused.
Same.
Everybody likes Evan. What is it? Dear Evan.
Dear Evan Hansen.
Hansen. Okay. So everybody likes Evan Hansen now because they found the letter from the guy who committed suicide, or they like the guy who committed suicide because he wrote this next letter for Evan Hansen.
So as Nikki F says here, they do ask patients to write to themselves. And I've written stuff to myself before. But yeah, keep an eye on it so that nobody steals it, right? I think the kid is
Don't let anybody kill themselves with it.
At least in the printer, and the timing is fantastic because he like takes it from the printer and almost like bullies this other kid, and I was like, oh, is that his bully? And then his bully kills himself with the paper that he stole, and I was like, I don't understand that relationship at all. I don't get it.
It's like they're two lone wolves, but like one commits suicide, and then the other lone wolf becomes very popular because everyone thinks the wolves are friends.
And then at the end, don't ruin it. I guess or spoiler alert for anybody who cares. We might ruin it right here. Does he get his comeuppance at the end, or is there a lesson learned, or are people just like, that's okay, you were sad too?
Well,
I do not know.
Rachel hasn't seen it. So.
Yeah. I can't wait for your review of the movie. I can't wait for your review.
We'll have to have Rachel on the Dear Evan Hansen
Agreed.
episode of the Film Sims.
Agreed.
For that episode, Justin, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Here, I have one more thought.
All right, one more.
I'm sorry. I told them you don't need to cast any more videos. So the last thing is that on the internet, on Twitter, people are like, "Oh, this is like the year of Broadway. We're getting Dear Evan Hansen. We're getting West Side Story, and we're getting In the Heights." I've seen In the Heights, and here's the thing about In the Heights. Am I a huge fan of Lin-Manuel Miranda? Of course not. I think he's corny. Here's the thing.
Wow, just rolling.
Of course not.
Of course not. Here's the thing. In the original In the Heights, he played Uznavi. He played the main character. You know who he's playing in the movie of In the Heights? The guy who sells Paraguas. He knows his fucking place.
Yeah, he's like a snack vendor. He gave himself the Stan. He gave himself the Stan Lee cameo in this. He's like, hiya, kids, Yeah, slinging web Spider-Man. Keep on, buddy,
Wink, wink.
He knows his fucking place, and I need Ben Platt to know it.
Know your place, Ben Platt.
Yeah.
Maybe you should write him a letter, Rachel. Write him a letter. Dear Ben Platt.
Oh no, don't! I know where this goes.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, in this movie, Ben Platt should have just been one of the watchers on the wall. He should have just been. He should have just.
Or we should have like updated the plot to be in like a nursing home or something. Like make it age fucking appropriate.
And it's a musical? This is a musical?
yeah, it's a
This
musical.
was like the Tony Award winning 2015. I don't know. It's
There's
new.
There's dancing in this show. There's dancing.
I thought it was like an ABC Family movie or something. Originally.
Oh, no.
It sounds like one.
I'm so out of the loop on this one. It sounds not appropriate for a musical like this material.
I'll just say about Lin-Manuel Miranda, I don't like him, but not because he's corny. I like corny actually sometimes works for me. I like schmaltz. What can I say? I'm a sucker. But I don't like that he pretends that he's not famous still. Where like he had a tweet the other day where he's like, Anne Hathaway called me, and I was like, fucking yeah. So I was like, so what, you're worth $1 billion, right? Like,
you did the music for Moana, of course you did, dude.
Yeah, stop pretending that it's weird.
That was like 5 years ago, dude.
Yeah, get over your like A-list imposter syndrome. Like you're there, dude. Like you've been
that's
there.
exactly it. It really comes across as like, I don't know. I know it's probably sincere, but it comes off as really disingenuous.
Because if it's sincere, then it's like really fucked up that he's still like wowed by it.
Either way.
Yeah.
I got a phone call. Who is it? A person? My phone's talking to me.
Chat. It's a musical that we were talking about suicide, which is not entertaining. I couldn't agree more.
It is a stage musical that's being turned into a movie.
Unless
You
it's
can call it that.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. See, Lin-Manuel, he has to realize he's part of the 1%, right?
Yeah.
You're one of them, dude. You're part of the elite. When the revolution happens, we will behead you. It's just what we have to do, man. You know?
It's the guy who did Hamilton. It's on his desk.
Get him.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, oh my god, guys, Glenn Close is shooting my head off.
My last tweet.
Guys, I'm cowering in a bump.
I finally made it.
I love that Glenn Close isn't part of the 1%, though. She's part of the revolution.
Yeah,
That
you
makes it
know.
even better.
She's part of the proletariat, baby.
She can be the butt. She's fine. I don't
She's
care
a
if that was.
wild card.
I don't care if that bit was set up from here till Tuesday. She still agreed to do the butt on national TV. She's okay in my book. All right. We started off white hot. There were some big takes about who should be cast in movies, who shouldn't be cast in movies. Grace, you ready to tell us your story?
Ready.
All right. Lay it on us. What do you got for us?
So I guess to topple on to the star factor, I was going to tell my story of how I partied with Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang before.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that sound like a good one?
That's a great story. Yeah.
Okay. So it was the day before my birthday, actually 2019, I think, the year before the pandemic, when you could still do things. And so Inspector Deck is in part of this like rap group called Czarface. It's Inspector Deck, Esoteric, and DJ 7L. It's like Boston-based group. So that night they were having a record release listening party for Czarface first Ghostface. And Inspector Deck, DJ 7L, Esoteric were all going to be there at W Hotel in Boston. It was a free event. And I think I was like on the fence about going. Which is stupid, but like very last minute, I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go. I hit up my friend Katie, who is the one who told me about the event, I think in the first place. And we're both big Czarface fans. So I was like, Katie, I'm going to go. You still want to go with me? And she was like, well, I just broke like 3 ribs. And I was like, oh. She's like, but yeah, I still want to go. She's like, I just came back from the hospital. But yeah, I still want to go. And I was like, are you sure? I was like, are you sure? you want to? I was like, no big. I can totally go by myself. I have no problem going by myself. She's like, no. She's like, what am I gonna do? Just sit around and like hurt? She's like, yeah, let's do this. I was like, okay, all right. And like literally the whole time I was like, are you sure? Like this is okay? Okay. So anyways, we get up to W Hotel. We get there and it's like there's like I'm still kind of shocked. There's like pretty much nobody there. It's just like a bunch of kind of like Boston bros and they're like puffy vests and Timberlands, and then like me and Katie, like these dorky white girls geeking out about like nerd rap stuff. And so we're like just chilling. No people are coming out. So DJ 7L is playing. He's playing the music. I don't think Esoteric was out yet, and I don't think Inspected Deck was out yet. So we're like listening to the album. We're getting drinks.
Were they gonna do a set? Were they gonna sit like? Were they gonna rap, or were they just gonna hang out and like listen to the music?
Yeah, they were just gonna hang out, like just like a kind of like a meet and greet type of thing. You just listen to the album release. So you just all
listening party.
Listening party. Right? Did I think?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah. So. We're just chilling, and once Inspector Deck comes out, once Esoteric, like everybody goes running over to them, and me and Katie are cool, you know. We're like, we're not gonna run right over it. No, we're not gonna do it.
Play
but
cool.
also
You gotta
we're
play
like
cool.
Still geeking. We're geeking out in the corner, and we're like, oh my god. Katie's like freaking out. She's like, she's so nervous. I was like, okay, I'm like, what do I say to these people? I don't know what to say to these people. But I remember I was like, I love this song by them. It's called Phantoms. It's called Phantoms, and it's about the hook of the song goes, why do these phantoms always wind up haunting me? And it's with a bunch of different rappers, but the point of the song, it's like sort of like your past haunting you and like bad stuff that they did or like whatever. I just love it. I used to listen to it and literally like cry in my car because it, like that thing always hit me for some reason. Okay. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to go to DJ 7L. He's playing music, like nobody's around him. So I'm like, I'm just going to tell him like, I really love that song. So I go up, I like tell him, he's like, oh, no way. He's like, that's awesome. And I was like, my friend Katie over there, she wants to come talk, but she's like wicked nervous. I was like, she's a wicked G though. I was like, she's got broken ribs and she's still here. And he's like, what? She's like, get her over here. So we were like kind of shooting the shit with DJ 7L. Eventually like people sort of start to dwindle away from Inspector Deck and Esoteric, and they're just like kind of chilling. So we're like, okay, now's the time. Let's go over to Inspector Deck. Let's go say hi, get our picture, whatever. And so I go up to Inspector Deck, and I'm like, hey, so I love that song, Phantoms. I just like that's one of my favorite songs by you guys, Phantoms. And he's like, what? He's like, Phantoms. He's like, most G's. He's like, that song goes right over their head. He's like, you are gangster. And I was like, yeah. The line goes,
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm very gangster.
Yeah, I'm so gangster.
I'm really gangster,
exactly right.
You know.
What I've been saying.
So the tagline at the very end goes, bad company, bad karma, bad luck. And I say that, I'm like, bad company, bad karma, bad luck. I was like, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. It's like, it's so true. And we're like kind of going back and forth about it. He's like, yeah, he's like Esoteric. He's like, he's the one that wrote that. He's like, Eso, get over here. And then we're like shooting the shit about this song. And we're like going back and forth. And he's like, DJ, get that song on. He's like, get that song. He's like, get that song on. But somehow like doesn't have it on the right laptop with the right thing. So, what? So like they're flipping out. But so then we're just like shooting the shit. They're like, get these girls drinks. They're like, let's have fun, whatever. So we're just like, he's playing all like old school rap and stuff, all old school hip hop. And me and Katie are just like jamming to all of them because we know that's like our main thing, obviously. And they're like, oh, these girls know all these songs, whatever. We're having a wonderful time. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. We're just jamming, shooting the shit with rappers and stuff. I'm like, this is awesome. And then all of a sudden it is, thank you, Jessica, I am gangsta-ness. Jessica lives with me now. Or I live with her, I guess. So then all of a sudden I realized that it's my birthday, like midnight hit. And I was like, oh shit. It's my birthday, and I'm fucking like Inspector. I was like, this is awesome. And they're like, what? They're like, is it really your birthday? They're like, to my friend Katie, they're like, is it really your birthday? They're like, we know, like, people try to do that, whatever, get free stuff or whatever. And she's like, no, she's like, I didn't even realize it was her. Like, she's not that type of person. Like, she's not that type of person to, like, go out and be like, it's my birthday. It's my birthday. Obviously. I literally didn't even remember. And then it just, like, dawned on me. It's my birthday. So anyways, the W Hotel is split into two things. There was the function was happening in this little, like, function room or whatever. And then they have this bar area. I love the bar area. I used to go over there because they play, like, the old school hip hop and stuff. They play a lot of fun stuff. The function area part was closing. So Inspector Deck and Esoteric and DJ7L and, like, Inspector Deck's manager was, like, absolutely insane, but he loved us. He's like, yo, it's closing over here. You guys want to go over to the bar? And we're like, yes, obviously we will go hang out with you at the bar. Yes, let's go. And it's like a mad party scene over there.
What do you call now? This shows you how uncool I am. So Esoteric, yeah, totally. I know what to say, right? DJ7L, great. Inspector Deck, like, if I was talking to Inspector Deck, do I just call him Inspector? Or like does he have a nickname? Or is it always the full Monkier, even though it's like a long moniker? That's a long moniker, you know?
Mr. Deck?
I don't know. Yeah, Mr. Deck, I think.
Mr.
It's the
Deck.
terminology that I use. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't think I said any.
You would have to introduce him to somebody
specific...
else. I guess you introduced him as Inspector Deck because that's his full name, but I don't know how you would. What's so short for that? I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah. It's an excellent question. I definitely don't think I, like, specifically called him anything.
Yeah.
In particular.
Like see you later, Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. So you go over to the bar.
We go over to the bar. I'm, like, having the best time.
That's not it, other Dave Thomas. That's not it.
Inspector Dick. No, that wasn't it. No. I'm having the time of my life, literally outside. So, like, my friend Katie is actually at the bar with Inspector Deck and his manager, and I'm, like, having a dance off with people in the bar because that's what I do. I was, like, having the best on a huge high from all of this. And I was like, oh,
what a birthday.
They're playing the best music ever. I'm having a dance off with some guy over here. Like, we're in a dance circle. I was like, what is happening? And yeah, they were like, is it really her birthday? They're up to the bar. They're like, is it really her birthday? And she's like, yeah, it's her birthday. Because they're like, are you guys trying to get free drinks? And she's like, no, I'm fucking buying us all shots right now. She's like, I'm buying the shots right now. She's like, she's being a baller. So I go to the bar, have shots, and then some guy from my dance off comes over. He's like, hey, you guys know this girl? She knows all of the songs. She's blah blah blah. They're having me up. I'm like, do you know?
They're like, yeah, she's a gangster. We know.
I was super hyped then. I was so hyped. I was having a great time. Anyways, at that point, they were only open for like a little bit longer. So then at that point, Inspector Deck goes, they're closing up. And he's like, yo, do you guys want to go get falafel across the street? And I was like, yes. We want to go get falafel across the street. I never had falafel before. I didn't even know what it was. I was like, yeah, I want to get fucking
Is
falafel.
there anything that he could have said food-wise that you would have been like, I'm out. No, thank you. Or were you in for whatever,
Never.
right?
Yeah. I was in for whatever. I was like, yeah, totally. Please let this night last forever. Thank you. We go get falafel. And he's like, as we're getting falafel, because that place, nothing's staying open. As we're getting falafel, he's like, yeah, listen, I got a flight. It's like probably 3 o'clock in the morning now, maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. He's like, listen, I got a flight at 6. He's like, I'm just planning to stay up. So if you guys want to chill out, let's hang out. We'll eat our falafel. And I was like, let's do this. Let's hang out. Okay, we go to his hotel room. Okay, listen, nothing happened. Okay, we go to that, which maybe I'm regretting that part, but
you didn't inspect his doc.
Ate falafel.
That's not a metaphor.
Okay. So here's what happened.
I think I've heard this story before.
There's more to the story, and it's amazing. There's more to the story. So we're drunk. We're eating falafel. I didn't even smoke with Inspector Deck. Okay, but we drunk. We ate falafel, and I think my friend Katie was like done because she has broken ribs. Me and Inspector Deck are like just having heart to hearts all night about like growing up in like bad situations. We're trading like music. I'm like, yo, did you hear this guy? Have you heard this guy? And he's like, yo, have you heard this guy? And we're like trading off music. We're talking about fucking recording music off of the radio on a cassette, like off of the cassette thing. It was awesome. It was awesome. Before you know
It was
it,
a
we
real
were all
connection.
passed
You were
out.
making a connection.
Oh my God, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was mind blowing. It was so awesome. So before you know it, we all pass out. We wake up at 7 o'clock. So he missed his flight. His flight was at 6 o'clock. I think his manager was supposed to come get him. He didn't. So he's like, oh no. He's like, I missed my flight. And we're like, oh no. And he's like, I have to get to New Jersey so I can bring my nieces to see Lego Movie 2. Okay.
What?
And I was like, we
Checks
need to
out.
get this man to New Jersey. We need to get this man to New Jersey. My
Stakes are
friend
so
Katie is
high.
like, it's okay. I used to do this as a job. She's like looking up different flights. She's like, we'll get you there. We'll get you there. And then she goes, oh, South Station, right down the street. She's like, you can take a train. It leaves in whatever. She's like, we'll get you there. We'll get you there. We go.
Yes,
We
Nikki,
go.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is
Somebody needs to
solid
tell
advice.
Inspector Deck that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was like, oh no, what are we doing? We're all like, oh no, what do we do? What do we do? And we're like figuring out, hatching the plan to get him to New Jersey. Okay, so he can take his nieces to go see Lego Movie 2. Like that, I was just like, what?
It's not
is
nearly as good as the
happening?
first one. It's not worth it.
You
I can
didn't
tell
know.
He didn't know at the time. True.
So me and Katie go get her car and we go pick up Inspector Deck and he's waiting at the hotel with like his little suitcase and he's like 700 feet tall and his suitcase is like this big and it just like looks like we're picking up like the little kid from school. It's like super adorable. We drive him down the street to South Station. We drop him off. We're all like giving hugs. He's like, oh, you guys are my angels. Like, thank you so much. And he's like, I left a present for you in the front seat. And we're like, oh, cool. He left us a bag of weed. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, it's my birthday. I have weed from Wu-Tang. And that was amazing. That was amazing. And then I went home. I slept maybe like 2 seconds. And then I drove up to Portland, Maine to go see another band with like a couple other friends. And I was like, guys, I got the woo weed for our road trip.
Woo weed. Was there ever a moment of thought where you were like, we're driving Inspector Deck to New Jersey?
No.
Like, that's only like 4 hours, right?
Oh my
Depending
God,
where
no.
you're going in Jersey. And like, you're like, get in the car, Deck. We're going to Jersey. I'd call him Deck, I've decided.
Yeah.
Just in my
Yeah, maybe
telling
I might have
story.
called him Deck. I might have called
Yeah,
him Deck.
I
Yeah.
think Deck is better than Inspector. Which feels weird. But yeah, I would have been like, get in the car, let's go. We're driving.
I think he needed to get there faster than the 5 hours, which is why he needed the flight or the train.
Yeah. But that's such a
Yeah.
dope story. I love a dope story.
It was so
Yeah, me
like
too.
stars aligned for me for my birthday that year. It's like, here's the best birthday present. And I literally wasn't even going to go. And then last second I was like, I think I'll go. And then like a few months later, they were doing another thing up in like Somerville, I think. No, maybe not Somerville. Somewhere in the North Shore, I think. And my friend Katie went and she was asking me to go, but I go through phases where like I'll go, and then like I'll just hibernate for a while and be like, I can't go anywhere. Like this is kind of my punishment now or something. I need to balance. I don't know. I was like, I can't go. And she went and she hung out with them again. And she sends me a video of Inspector Deck being like, Grace, what the fuck? Why aren't you here? And I was like, oh, why aren't I there? But I was also living in Rhode Island at the time, so like a drive up there, it's a drive. But
Yeah.
My regret, definitely.
I assumed that you were best friends and you have each other's numbers, so you can just hang out anytime.
Yeah,
After connecting like that.
I feel like you could probably DM him and be like, yo, what's going on? Like
I know.
not a creepy way, but just like it sounded like you guys really made a connection, and that's really cool. And that doesn't happen like all the time. And like, I don't know.
I know. I'm like one of those people though. I like don't want to be like a stalker or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And be like, hey, remember you saw me and blah, 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 blah. Even though I'm sure, yeah.
I'm sure he remembers. He sent you a video.
Yeah.
I
I just like to hold on to that moment. I don't
Yeah, no,
talk
I
about
hear
it
you.
a lot, so I wanted to share it.
I love that so much. What were you gonna say, Rachel?
I was thinking of Grace sending a message. I don't know if you guys all saw like the Ben Affleck message that he sent to that woman who swiped.
Oh, right.
So like this woman on Tinder thought that this guy was pretending to be Ben Affleck, so she unmatched with him, and then Ben Affleck sent her a video on Instagram. It's like, hey, why'd you unmatch me? It's me.
Yeah, right. He's like, it's me. I'm Ben Affleck or something like that.
It's me.
Yeah. He was kind of creep. See, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be Ben Affleck creeping on people.
Oh.
I'm very grateful for that time, and if I get another time like that, wonderful.
That sounds like an awesome story, and I bet for sure. Like, I feel like those dudes are often playing in like the Middle East and stuff, and so yeah.
I think I talked with Esso before again a couple times. But yeah, I think Esoteric and 7L are always in the Boston area. So when I was out at other things, I think I saw them or they were like around or something. So I think I've seen them and said hello, but yeah.
All right.
That's all I got. So that's all I got. All right.
more than it.
When you write the screenplay, you should totally make it about you two driving him down to New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I will definitely
sure.
change that. I will definitely change that, and we'll give him the plot of Lego Movie 1, so that way he's not behind Lego Movie 2.
Yeah.
Yes, improve it in every way possible.
And instead of Inspector Deck, it's Ben Affleck, and you're driving him to Jennifer Lopez to reunite.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that twist. Plot twist.
You're going to kill Ben Platt.
In a video game.
That's a great story, Grace. Thanks for sharing. We've had a story about raging at a celebrity, and now we've had a story about hanging out with a celebrity. Michael, any celebrity brushes with celebrity, or tell whatever story you'd like. But if you're looking for a prompt, that seems to be where we're heading.
Well, when Rachel was bringing up the her hatred for Dear Evan Hansen, it reminded me of and this is a bad story to go after a very epic story. So I'm going to tell you about a story about me seeing a movie. That's how great this is going to be.
Movies.
So this is a while ago when There Will Be Blood was out in theaters. So an old story about me seeing a movie. Subscribe.
Great movie.
So I hadn't gotten around to seeing it. It was like the last weekend was playing. There was a local theater like around the corner from us, which sounds good, but it means that all of your friends that are late all the time feel like they can be super late because you can literally walk to the theater. So we're like, I'm a psycho when it comes to being on time. Like, you gotta go. You gotta leave now. I'm doing that bit. It's getting no traction because I do it all the time. And then we finally get to the theater. It's a single screen theater. There's only one showing. So you get to do that cool thing where you're just like, one. You don't have to say what you're seeing. Like, I'll have one for whatever this is.
Nope, it's just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then we get in. We're sitting down. It's like an indie movie theater that has like a clock on the wall in the like actual screening area. It's like weird. But so we're watching the movie. I'm like excited. I've heard all these good things. It starts. It's like spookier than I thought it would be. There's like, I think there's lightning and like it's very dark, which I wasn't expecting. There's like rooftops that are covered in blood. So I'm like, is this the blood that they're talking about? And then it slowly dawns on me as the titles are going down that I have missed the weekend for There Will Be Blood, and I stepped into fucking Sweeney Todd with my least favorite person, Johnny Depp, talk singing the whole way through.
Oh, that movie was terrible.
Really? I kind of think that was Tim Burton's last good one. The last
I don't
one
think
that
it
was
even got
close
through
to
it.
decent. I like that movie.
I can't. Oh, I'm not a
race
musical
that-
person.
that's
But, yeah.
great.
I mean,
That's the danger you run with the one, please.
One.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
didn't
one.
look at the ticket. The one theater. That's it. But I was so mad because I
Guys,
really
we gotta go see this movie.
gotta
Come
go.
on.
You're like, I didn't know there will be
I'm the
blood
same
dates
way. I'm
in
like, we gotta get there on
London.
time.
Oh god, it was so rough. And of course, like it starts with so much blood. So I like yeah, it's happening. We didn't miss the blood.
Eat your meat pie. I eat your meat pie.
Mike, here's a great. This is not just for Mike. This is for everyone watching. If your movie starts with blood, you're not watching There Will Be Blood. If
No.
there's blood,
No
the blood comes later.
Very later. And it's not that much. It's a little bit.
It's a little
In
bit.
the title, there will be.
There
not
will
right
be
now.
blood.
Yeah.
There it is.
They
There it is.
Yeah.
It's not we start with blood. Or,
Yeah. And then we built from there.
There is. It's not. There is blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
There will
There
be
is
blood.
blood.
There will be blood immediately. Don't panic. The second this movie starts.
So, Michael, I have two questions. Did you enjoy Sweeney Todd? And did you ever get to see There Will Be Blood?
I did not enjoy it. I'm not a musical person in general. Like I like some musicals, but I don't seek it out. And I'm sorry, I really don't like Johnny Depp. So seeing him like try to, I don't know if you would count that singing. It sounded like he just had a British voice that he was talking all the way through, but like to a melody, sort of. Like it was so bad that like Alan Rickman was like a great singer compared to. I was like, oh, look at this, Sacha Baron Cohen doing a great job.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
I
Real
feel like
speaker.
me and
Rachel
Michael
feels
are on
about-
the same page. We didn't know Ben Platt. I don't like musicals. I hated Sweeney Todd.
There we go. That's why we're on this side of the screen.
The play.
Keep those
Play is
weirdos
better.
over there.
Yeah.
Sacha Baron Cohen, if I remember correctly, is also an MLab. You're a theater kid. You'll be able to help me out here. He also played the innkeeper, the male innkeeper in Les Mis, right?
You sure did, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no
he's
way.
He's great.
I never saw that.
It's not good.
It's yeah. It was it at best.
Yeah,
Is
it was
that-
you know who's not good is Russell Crowe is not good.
Yeah, I heard he's a terrible singer.
Yeah.
And they had to sing like on camera, right? It wasn't dubbed or anything, or was it?
No, I think they saw like they
They
sang.
sang in the scene. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Crazy
is
choice.
Which is a choice. Yeah. Which is a choice. So did you stick around for the entire or did you leave once
No,
you
we
realized-
stuck around, and because there is a part of me that wants to believe that I will like more musicals if I see them, and more Johnny Depp movies if I see them. I've liked more musicals than I've liked Johnny Depp movies, but yeah, it was just a hate watch from beginning to end with that one.
Were your friends upset? Were they like, you promised us blood?
Furious, and I yelled at them for being late. And if we were later, we would have just missed the whole thing, and probably would have noticed the marquee said Sweeney Todd.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's their
I'm
fault,
with you.
100%.
I'm really weird where if I'm and I've gotten into fights with friends about this because we'll go to a movie and the movie will have already started, like, and I mean like 5 minutes in, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I need to watch the movie from the beginning. So
Yeah.
I don't want to go in now. Like I'm literally like
I'm the
it's
same
like
way.
as I'm talking about it sounds like Curb Your Enthusiasm, but I'm like, I'll be across the street.
I show up to the movies like 30 minutes before it starts, and I like get comfortable in my seat, and I like get all of my snacks, and I just like chill. I'm like mentally prep for this. If I go in late, like I can't enjoy it.
In best seats in the new like movie theaters in Assembly's not new at this point, but the movie theaters to some square is the. You know, they have the twofer box.
Yes.
But the second one up. The first one is too low, but that second one is such a sweet spot of like by yourself, but you can see right off. It's
I
great.
always sit all the way to the back, the last seat, like on either corner.
Oh, you really like being up in there.
Yeah. See everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that too.
I'm weird. I like sitting like close to the front, like third or fourth row back, like from the front, from the very front. I like it. I like the screen to like fill
too.
my vision completely.
What movie did I have to watch? I can't remember what it was, but it was something like Green Book or some ridiculous movie that I saw from like row 1, like looking up like this. You know what I mean? Like the front row. And it was like on like a 25, but it was not even an action movie. So
Yeah.
like,
That happened to me with Avatar. We were late to see Avatar, and I should have not went in. And we end up front row, like all the way in the corner where your 3D glasses don't work.
Oh,
So I just heard the plot of Avatar for however long that movie was, and it was
no.
rough.
man.
uh,
That happened.
Blurry
I
Avatar.
saw-
Oh no.
Spider-Man, it was like the 5th showing I went to for Spider-Man with all my friends, and same thing, we were late, and it's a time when you like can't pick your seats or whatever, so we're sitting right up front, and I just remember I was pissed because I love Spider-Man, and I had already seen it a bunch of times, but it was okay because then I get to see like Tobey Maguire like real big in front of me. So it was kinda nice.
I was
His
gonna say
abs.
with Spider-Man, but that just told me everything I needed right there. I was gonna because there've been so many Spider-Mans that I
Yes,
feel
it
like
was Toby. It was Toby, the true.
The true Spider-Man.
Maybe he's coming back. Maybe he's coming back.
Well,
Cross the fingers.
I'm
Right?
hoping they're all lying. Yeah, it's like the worst kept lie that they're all like, well, that we weren't in this movie. Anyway, sorry.
I think like I don't know if Tobey Maguire is like one of those actors where I'm just like, are there Tobey Maguire fans? Because I feel like he's been in very few movies, right? Like
There's
Sea
not
Biscuit?
there's not many Tobey Maguire fans, but there are millions of Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker fans.
okay, that makes
Like he is
Okay.
the best Peter Parker.
Oh.
Even Spider-Man 3 is kind of
Seabiscuit.
hilarious if you
Seabiscuit.
watch it now.
Oh, Seabiscuit Stan.
I thought Molly's Game was about poker, but is he the guy who gets that game busted or something?
What about Cider House Rules? Right? He was in
Cider
that.
House Rules.
He
He's
did
in that.
He did
too.
some serious acting. He did some good stuff.
He was the guest host. When I got tickets to see Saturday Night Live when I was in college, and I was so psyched. And I was like, but you don't know who it's going to be, or you just get tickets, and then
Yeah.
eventually they're like the week that you have it is for this. And I got tickets, and I was like, oh hell yeah! And then it was Tobey Maguire and Cisco. I was like, this sucks.
Did he do the thong song?
Of course he did the thong song. That's the only song.
I don't know. I don't know if he had a follow-up album or
History
something.
right there.
He
That
might
is
have done the
pop
song
culture
twice.
history right there that you get to be
Yeah.
a part of.
Yeah, what was that other song? What was the second
Yeah.
song?
Oh man, that's a great question. I have to go back and watch the
I
episode.
blocked it out. I blocked it out. Of my
Let's go on to
memory.
Hulu, baby.
when you said that, I had this terrible joke in my head. It's like playing the thong song twice. You should just play regular underwear once.
No, he was not the good son. That was Macaulay Culkin. I
Macaulay
believe.
Culkin.
Yeah.
I rewatched that like 9 months ago. That movie is incredible. That movie has a 26% on
And
Rotten
Elijah
Tomatoes,
Wood,
and that is
right?
BS.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Really? I
bad.
had no idea.
It's a classic.
That movie was
No.
filmed in my
That is-
hometown.
that-
I was at a park
Elijah Wood,
where
yeah.
they were filming when they were filming, and I saw Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood just like scuttling around a corner.
Oh, wow.
Like it's like me and my family, we love The Good Son so much that like it's now a thing when we're like trying to compare two things. We're like, okay, Good Son situation. Okay, you got Tobey Maguire Spider-Man on this arm, and then you got on this arm you got Andrew Garfield. It's like, oh, I let go Andrew Garfield. I just let him fall into the water.
Oh, amazing.
Easy,
I love it.
easy choice. Yeah,
He's the oldest son.
the movie's amazing.
Total easy choice. Yes,
That's a good That's a good way to weigh.
that is. I'm gonna be
options
using
with a
that
good
from now
son
on.
scenario.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got, you know, you
I'm
got
the
Counting
chaos,
Crows in this hand and Matchbox 20 on the other. You know, it's
I'm
the
the
drop 'em
weird
both.
chaos monster who actually likes Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I think it's great.
Someone's got to,
I
Ben.
think it's great. It reminds me of it's called The Amazing Spider-Man. You're like, that's exactly okay. I'm gonna comic book nerd out here for a second, but there were a couple different iterations of Spider-Man comics. There was Spider-Man, but there was also The Amazing Spider-Man, which was much more about like a heartfelt sort of high school thing, which is what the new ones do so well. The Tom Holland ones are fantastic on that. but I thought Andrew Garfield was such a good teenage Spider-Man. Like he got that awkwardness before Tom Holland, and I don't think he gets credit for it. I like that movie. It's corny as hell, but again, we've established I like corny. So when he runs out of web juice at the end of the first movie, and all of the construction workers in Manhattan swing their cranes out onto Fifth Avenue, we can swing down on the cranes. I fucking love it. I'm a sucker, and I'm not sorry about it at all.
I heard the first one's not bad. I heard the second one was absolute trash.
The second one was terrible. Absolutely, I will agree with that. And the Tom Holland ones are great. I really like them, especially the first one with Michael Keaton was so good, so good.
I was so mad when Michael Keaton. Have you seen the Morbius trailer for the terrible looking Jared Leto Morbius movie?
Oh yeah.
Where he's the vampire who's historically one of Spider-Man's biggest villains. They actually at the end of the trailer they spoil Michael Keaton plays his character the Vulture, which it's like, oh, you're connecting those? No, don't connect Jared Leto to the fucking MCU. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't like that. This seems like an easy question to me. It seems like for me it's Kirsten Dunst. But
good Son situation. You got Emma Stone on one hand. Kirsten Dunst on the other.
Second level though, is it just strictly in the Spider-Man universe or as in any?
Yeah, are we talking full careers?
Ooh, even if
full careers, that's hard, dude.
Even if you're talking full careers, I still probably let go of Emma Stone. But But I would. But I recognize I might be killing the more successful.
I don't know. Kirsten Dunst
is so good in Fargo.
Yeah.
She is. Like,
Emma Stone is so good almost everywhere else, you know?
Yeah.
I know. That's the tough.
I think I got to keep Emma Stone. I really liked that. What was that Netflix show she did? Maniac, right? Something like that.
Oh, Maniac.
That was good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That messed me up.
And The Favorite. Holy shit, The Favorite was like my favorite movie of that year.
I like. Okay, you've talked me into maybe getting rid of Kirsten Dunst. Sorry. I've already
we did it.
Oh God! Oh no! What have I done?
Just dropping Kirsten Dunst.
Just already let go.
Melancholia, Ben.
I actually Melancholia. I can't do Melancholia. It's so long. I Lars von Trier. There are movies of his I like. That is that Lars von Trier?
Yeah.
That's hard to get through to me, that movie, because I'm like, it starts away and you're like, okay, I get it. This movie's really going to be depressing. And then it's a slog. That's exactly right. It's hard to get through. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie because all of his movies look great, but it's hard. I feel like a lot of his movies are not necessarily enjoyable. Like they're good movies, but like you're never like, oh, I want to have a good time. I'm going to throw on some Lars von Trier, right? It's very rarely a thing that gets said. Like Breaking the Waves is the most depressing movie. What's the one with Bjork where she's blind? That's literally the most depressing movie in the world.
I forget.
Yes, Dancer in the Dark. That messed me up. Yo,
oh man,
I used to do that. Hold on, quick thing. When she goes to the eye doctor and she has the freaking thing memorized because she can't afford to like not have bad eyesight for her job. I used to do that when I was little because I thought I would be in trouble if I couldn't see. So I would memorize the chart, and which is terrible. Not a good idea to do because now my eyes are way worse because I just didn't get proper prescription when I was younger. That is not the most shocking part of that movie, obviously. But
I'm about to ask a really stupid question. Are all eye charts the same? Can you just memorize the eye chart and then
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I just know I would memorize it. I would try to memorize it before the doctor came into the room. So like I'm gonna like look real quick and then take off my glasses.
I do like that the chat is having their own discussion about what they think the most depressing movie is, and there's some really sad ones. Blue Valentine is right up there for sure. I couldn't agree with that.
I also
Happiness is really messed up. The 7 pounds, is that the one where he ends up electrocuted?
Yeah, I liked that. People didn't like that. I liked that movie.
It's an okay movie. Rachel, yes.
There's an actual answer to this question. The saddest movie is called When the Wind Blows. It's from 1987. It's an animated film with stop motion elements. It's about an elderly couple in the English countryside on whom the atomic bomb drops. It's a Cold War film, and you watch an animated older couple slowly die of radiation poisoning throughout the film. But they're so sure that the government will save them that they can't even address and confront the fact that they are dying. This is the saddest film of all time.
That was the beginning of Up until they changed it. They're like, no, it's not gonna work. Yeah, I think Blue Valentine is just it wrecked me too. I'm blanking on her name because I'm just an idiot right now. But who is it? Michelle Williams is maybe my favorite actor. She's amazing. She wrecks me pretty much in all sorts of things that she's
even in Venom.
Also, Venom. If I have to sit through Venom, it's just to get to Venom 2. Give me that Woody Harrelson all day. Put that in my veins. He looks great.
Also, can I just point? I just want to point something out real quick. So I'm watching this on Twitch on my phone right now. Just and it's kind of funny that Twitch, like on this screen, when what's his name or what's their name? Down with Gump wrote, Virgin Suicides, and on Twitch, on the official Twitch app, it censored the word virgin, but not the word suicides, which is kind of like a perfect example of the messed up relationship our culture has with both sex and mental health, right?
Yeah.
Like the virgin's the bad word there. Virgin's the one we don't want kids seeing.
Telling that we don't even know whether Evan Hansen and that other kid were virgins. We don't know.
Exactly.
We don't talk about it.
Oh my God,
I'm sure
with
Gum
Gum.
will tell us.
Cool now.
Yeah. Virgin.
Down with Gum mentioned.
Are you just waiting to see what else they censor? True MB.
Yeah.
I love it. Great. Oh man, talking movies and talking famous people and talking all sorts of stories. Justin, got anything? I know you got some in that vein, probably, but feel free to do that or go through.
I had one queued up. This is a shorter one. It's not. We're time is getting nigh, but so I used to do stand up. I did stand up for 10 years. And I frequently would go to the Comedy Studio back when, not so much when it moved to Somerville, back when it was in Harvard. That was my jam. One night I was at the Comedy Studio, and apparently Adam Sandler was filming one of his horrendous movies somewhere in Massachusetts, one of his his garbage dog shit movies. And although they've gotten better, because I loved Uncut Gems, and I actually really enjoyed Hubie Halloween. But before that, just don't see a movie for like 20 years almost. And also Nikki did record. She does have naked recordings of me doing stand. Again, naked is what? Okay, that's just making me mad now. So naked is censored. Okay.
What kind of stand-up we'll never know.
So I get into the club and I forget what, just some random comedian just goes, "Hey, just to let you know, Adam Sandler's nephew, Jared, is here." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Jared Sandler." And I look on the list. It's like, "Oh, Jared Sandler." I was like, who the fuck's that? And he goes, his nephew, and he's in town. So, just be cool. And I was like, why?
Wait, so was the insinuation that Adam would be there to see his nephew?
He wasn't. Adam didn't GTF about
Jared.
About Jared. Although I have seen this dude. I watched The Wrong Missy. I got super baked at the beginning of the pandemic and watched The Wrong Missy because it's like, I just love Lauren Lapkus. We're doing this. And it's like I can withstand some David Spade and some Rob Schneider playing another immigrant guy. But I literally saw this kid as like a bellhop or something. At one point, I was like, "Oh, that guy." But
Jared,
I know. So I knew you were. I walk up to him, and I'm also kind of high, so my inhibitions are out the window. And I walk up to him like, "Hey, so you're Adam Sandler's nephew?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Do you like his movies?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "But do you really?" And he goes. And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I mean, you really, all of them?" all of them? And he's like, yes. And I was like, okay, all right.
All right.
And so that's the story of, unlike every other comedian that was in the room that night. That's why I wasn't in QB Halloween or whatever they were filming.
Oh yeah, you made like the do not fly, the no fly list with that question.
Every other comic that was standing in the back of that room that was at like 25% capacity was in that movie, I think. I assume. I don't know. I mean, they were all super chill around Jared Sandler.
Just play it cool. It's Jared.
Yeah.
Just play it cool, man. Play it
Not
cool.
you, man. Just go super aggressive on him immediately.
Yeah.
Really?
I wanted to see how he'd react. I wanted to see him.
Tell me what you
here's the thing,
really
I wanted to see
feel.
if Jared
That's
Sandler
really
could
what happened,
hang.
probably.
You know, like can he hang? Will he talk shit about his own uncle?
Right.
You know, with me.
And I
That
think
would be such a cool story.
And I think that's the only way, quite frankly, that I'd be okay with somebody like, because I was thinking as you said that, I was like, it's fucking weird if you want to be a comedian and your uncle's Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I would come up with a last name that was anything other than Sandler so that nobody knew who the fuck I was, because I would feel that would actually be a detriment at a certain point, unless I would be like, yeah, I'm a Sandler, fuck my cousin, that guy sucks, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a weird kiss ass thing to do.
Yeah.
To name, to like, I don't know. Yeah, he's a ride or die nephew.
He's a ride or die nephew. Yeah. I don't know. It's just maybe because I turn on every member of my family in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Sandler Adams.
Sandler
That's
Adams.
real
Smart. They would
good.
never suspect a thing.
He should call himself Madison Happy. That's
I like The Wedding Singer. I'm sorry, I know it's.
I love The Wedding Singer. I mean, you know, Wedding Singer, I think that I would say 80% of Billy Madison holds up. I watched it again last year. Some of it is just like, I can't excuse that, but anything Chris Farley in it is like, I miss that man. You know, it was like, once we got into like, you know, anger management and, you know, what was the one with Al Pacino where he played Jack and Jill?
Jack and Jill was terrible. And Chuck and Larry. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. It's just offensive. That's just.
And he just got to a certain point where he stopped making movies and he just started planning vacations. And it was like, let's just write a movie where we all go on vacation.
Yeah, and part of me is like, cool. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that.
Yeah,
but you know, also I'm not going to fund that.
I mean, more power to them, but don't act like they're, you know, that they're all Citizen Kanes.
Oh, I got Sandler Adams. I agree with the statement race of the day. The race of the day, and in fact, that's what I didn't like about that movie. I was like, oh, this is kind of a funny movie, and then it got like serious, and I was like, what?
I love Click. Click is
I really like Click.
Click's surprised. I think I was not ready for Click. You know what I mean? I wanted just like a light, airy comedy, and there's like this meditation on life and like.
Yeah, I was not expecting to feel that day in the theater when I saw it.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was gonna be It's a Wonderful Life. Like I didn't realize.
Yeah.
You know, like this is the closest thing we're gonna get to like an It's a Wonderful Life remake.
I remember I was like half watching it, and then I noticed when it got emotional, and I really wanted to know what the hell happened, because it went from like not at all that movie to the saddest thing ever, and everyone's in the rain crying for the last 10 minutes or something.
This is true. There are always crazy product placements in Sandler movies. You know, and yeah.
He needs to support literally his entire family. Like I looked it up since half of his family is in every movie now. Like his wife is like his wife only acts in his movies. She's in The Wrong Missy actually.
Again, that's great.
She's okay. She's not terrible. She's better than Paul Walker in the Fast and the Furious movies. I'll tell you that much.
What was the one he did with Jennifer Aniston on Netflix?
Murder Mystery.
Yeah, I wanted that to be better.
Mystery.
I really wanted that to be better.
I like that one, the murder mystery one.
Yeah, it was okay. It was
you
okay.
Like you like the corny, but you don't like the murder mystery movie. That one's.
I never checked it out. Is it worth it?
I don't know.
I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Strange
I think it's
taste.
I mean, I'm open. I'm open to watching anything. I'm literally like for my show right now. Every week I am watching a Fast and the Furious movie, and I just watched Tokyo Drift last weekend.
I remember I thought it was going to be horrible and like not like it, and I just remember like laughing a lot and being pleasantly surprised. Like I was surprised.
Murder Mystery or Tokyo Drift?
Murder. I haven't seen any of the Fast and Furious,
Okay.
and I never will. No.
Yet.
I'm actually in Mr. Deeds as an extra, but you can see my face in the pizza place. My friend's father produces or used to produce, but before Adam Sandler produced them, all of Adam Sandler's movies. And we were at school, and she was like, "Hey, you want to go down to the set of Mr. Deeds?" And I was like, "Sure." And so we drove down there. And then this is, I didn't think about it at the time, but like, it's bonkers how these people are on this set doing real fucking work. Right? It's a dog shit movie, whatever, but like, it's a Hollywood movie. There are hundreds of people there. There's a thing. I'm a college kid who literally rolls up high as shit with the producer's daughter, and the producer's like, "You want to be in the movie? Put him in the movie." And they're like, "Okay." And they sent me to wardrobe and like fucking put me in like a lagered fucking shirt and like put him in the pizza place so that you can see him. And I was like, there are people, extras who have been working. Like I did not deserve any of it at all. But it is a dog
Maybe
shit
you did.
movie.
Right time, right place.
Right time, right place, and knowing the right person. It's not a good movie, but that was a really fun experience. Winona Ryder is not a nice person.
I figured.
That's not a surprise. Who the fuck am I, right? I'm not.
Notorious shoplifter.
Yeah,
Winona Ryder is not a good person.
Aimed
She's not a mean person. But she's not a nice person. The guy who's the nicest is his name is Dante, I think, or something, and he was the guy who played the quarterback in The Waterboy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that guy.
He was in Little Nicky. He was like one of the leads. That guy is the coolest dude. He was awesome.
Seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that's how like most Adam Sandler movies get like half their cast. It's like, hey, Tim Meadows just hanging out. You want to be in the movie? Yeah. Okay. All right. No. We got like a speaking. We're gonna have a speaking role. Like, oh, Keenan's here. You want to just
Rachel.
put Keenan Thompson up?
Can I share my screen? And I wanna share my screen to show a photo for Mr. Deeds. And can you just tell us about the people in the photo?
Please.
I was just about to ask if there was a timestamp on your cameo, but I think Rachel just found you.
I don't know if she did.
I don't think I see Ben in this picture, but this is the picture that I could find that had the most people in it. Do you see it in here? Here it is.
Zoom enhance.
So this is the set of Mr. Deeds in the pizza place. So I am not there, but I would have been. Yeah, basically right where your arrow is. I was sitting right at the counter there. My friend Toby and I were next to each other right there. And this is the guy with the green hat to your left, Rachel. Yeah, keep going. Up. That guy right there. He's the cool dude. He was really, really sweet. Nice guy. Totally understood what the deal was. Yeah, he plays Dante in Grandma's Boy. Exactly. He's awesome. Grandma's Boy. Great movie. Peter Dante, that's his name. Highly recommend seeing anything but Mr. Deeds because it's not good. It was like a remake apparently of like an original movie with
Jimmy Stewart, I think.
Jimmy Stewart, yeah. And so it's funny when you said that it was like It's a Wonderful Life because maybe he was trying to lean into that after Click, and then it didn't work at all. So Rachel, stop sharing your screen. I don't know what you're looking at here.
I was just on another photo, but it's just like, what if I did it? What if I did?
Wait, no, click on that Lane Bryant ad. I want to see what they're offering.
Wait,
all right,
is that in the background of that Lane Bryant?
All right, MLab, bring us home. What do you got for us?
Oh, is it? Oh, no. Am I frozen? Is everyone else frozen?
Oh no, you're
No.
frozen because you're not frozen at all.
Okay. There was a moment. Time stopped.
Oh no, that's never good. No, you're good right now.
Click.
Ah, jeez. Oh God, it's click. Yeah, well, I had just like a celebrity factoid. I don't know. Jess told me to tell the cat story, which gives me anxiety. But now I'm just debating which story I want to tell.
It's a good son situation.
Yeah.
Right there.
Who do you let go? Which story do you let go?
You're all gonna use that forever now.
Honestly, like
Oh,
this
for
is the
sure.
first day of the rest of my life doing the good son.
You're
stare.
welcome.
Oh, Comedy Hub,
glad
by
I
the
could
way.
share that with
Comedy
you.
Hub just rated us. I want to say what's up. Appreciate that. Everybody
Hi.
coming over from Comedy Hub to say hi. Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. We're talking movies and celebrities and crazy stories. And MLab's about to tell us, I think, the cat story, unless that gives you too much anxiety. If it really does give you too much anxiety, please. That's I don't want to make you anxious, but I do want to hear about cats.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. The other story I was going to tell you, it's pretty short, and I'm sure people probably already know about it. It was just something that I found out the other day that I thought was cool. But whatever. Maybe I'll just tell it later. Okay. So the day after Christmas, 2019. This features two MB celebrities, Britt Mitchell and Jessica Bryant. Britt really wanted to go see Cats in the theater. And I was like, Britt, I don't know if I have the strength. Like, I don't want to spend money on this. I don't want to give this movie money. Like, can we just wait? Like,
You'd already seen the trailer. You already knew sort of what to expect.
yeah, I was already just dying inside. But then she was like, here's the deal. I will pay for your ticket. I will pay for Jess's ticket. I will get us all so high. And so I was like, Merry Christmas. So we get so high. So very high because we figured that was the only way to see this butthole cut of movie.
Mm-hmm.
So the theater was like pretty lightly attended. Like it wasn't in like one of the big theaters either at AMC. It was in like one of the smaller ones. We still had like, enough stadium seating where we just like kind of go. We didn't go all the way back.
You can
we
hear
were
the
like
wall next to you reverberating from the huge movie going on next door as you try to watch your tiny movie.
Yeah.
I love those theaters.
Me too. Yeah. So There Will Be Blood was playing next door, and here we are.
Dang it!
Sorry, Michael. One, please. So we're comfy, and there's like, I would say maybe like 6 other people in the theater. I don't know. Jess, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't feel like there were a lot of people there. So the
diehards were there.
Yeah. But I feel like we were all of the mindset that like no one is going to see Cats in the theater unless they are going to fucking like Mystery Science Theater, that shit. Which is certainly what we did the absolute entire time. And we really ended up enjoying ourselves quite a bit because we just could not take the absolute like asinine nature of this movie and fucking like Dame Judi Dench like raising her cat leg in the air. Like it was just it was a sensory overload.
And the spatials were so off, and never mind. Like sometimes the stuff was giant, and you were like, okay, that makes sense based on how, like, if these people were cats, then the stuff should be humongous. And sometimes it was, but oftentimes it was just regular size, like they were people-sized cats, and that's even scarier.
Yeah, it was just and with the fucking Rebel Wilson and her like cockroach band,
and then she unzips her own skin to like have other skin underneath. So it's either her skin or another cat's skin who she's wearing. So it's one of the two, right?
Yeah. Who's to say?
At best, it's just fake cat skin that she likes to wear. She's like, I made myself a fake cat suit. And you're like, oh, that's because you don't have a cat suit. And she's like, no, I'm a cat. I just like to put another cat suit on top of it.
Yeah, she's
Right,
like
that's what we
Cruella
all
DeVille.
I'm wearing
okay,
this
this
human
is
suit on top of my human suit.
this might be an unpopular opinion, but I watched Cats. I spent like half of it looking at my phone, but I watched it on HBO Max, and I kind of think it's like an ironic masterpiece. Like it's awful for the time it came out, but I feel like it's gonna have like a Rocky Horror Picture Show type like just life cycle where like in 20 years college students are gonna just be like lip syncing to it.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
like,
on like
so
midnight
bad,
shows and stuff.
Yeah, great.
Sure.
That was the experience that I had. That was the last movie I saw in the theater. We all went to Boston, did the same thing. We all got drunk before we go to the theater, and it's packed, okay? And everybody's on the same page, like, this movie's going to be horrible, and we're just going to have a great time.
Yeah.
And we're all, like, cheering and shouting. And then there was a point that we're all clapping along with the song, and I think singing with the song. And I was like, this is the greatest moment ever. But I think the thing that killed me was the very last song, their like whole moral of the story, which spoiler alert, people, is
you can't spoil
cats
this movie. It's
are
unspoilable.
not dogs. That was the whole thing. I'm waiting. They like have the balloon come down. They're having a big thing, and they start singing, "Cats are not dogs." And
When
like,
Dame
I
Judi
lost
Dench,
my mind at that point.
me too. When Dame Judi Dench looks at the camera and goes, "A cat is not a dog." I could feel myself like rising from my body. I too was going to the, what do they call heaven?
Right? Yes.
Right, the Jellicle level.
Yeah, it has some other name.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, Jellicle heaven.
Yeah, Rachel.
I'm losing my mind again, like reliving it. I was just like, that is what you want to tell me? Cats are not. I just spent what?
So my experience with Cats is, I saw Cats in theaters. I still don't know whether it's like bad or good bad. I will say that Cats is fascinating as a case study of like, what if a person was in charge of a very expensive movie and made every decision that was the opposite of what you would assume they would choose. I'm going to give you some examples. The cats, the Broadway cats are very distinct looking. They have like this, if anything is memorable about the Cats musical, it's like the costumes. Like those are iconic. So the fact that they kind of threw all those out for incredibly grotesque and expensive like CGI, out of this world to do that. Secondly, the music. You would say, oh, a 2020 adaptation of Cats. I'm excited to hear what they do with the music. The answer to that is absolutely nothing. It sounds straight from 1986. It sounds exactly like you were in someone's living room listening to the 1986 soundtrack for Cats. You're like, why would they throw out the costumes but keep the old music?
They didn't even let Jason Derulo do his trademark Jason Derulo, but it's Rum Tum Tugger. Like I was definitely
yeah.
Oh my god!
Wait, doesn't he say that though? He does say Rum Tum Tugger, so it's kind of his character's version of Jason Derulo. It keeps the meme alive.
But like it was interesting to see like which actors like had Stockholm syndrome because of this movie. Like poor Ian McKellen, dear God. Like he was a try hard.
Well, and then also poor Ian McKellen then also has to be subjected to like getting sent to a barge, which is like not a part of the play at all.
And like I was kind of like into like Idris Elba's portrayal of Macavity, because Macavity's like the scary, and like I fucking love Idris Elba, so I'm like I'm trying to like let him let me in. I'm like, Idris, you can bring me in, but then he goes Macavity.
Yeah, every time he's like Macavity, it just fucking killed me.
That's a testament to how cool Idris Elba is, though. Because like I saw him in that movie and I was like, that guy still rules, man. That guy rocks.
Yeah, right?
Idris Elba is very good.
Like I'm going all in.
The problem with the Macavity song, and this is not the film's fault. This is the problem with the original.
It's not a great
the original poem by T.S. Eliot is that McCavity, they say, has committed every crime, which to me just sends me spiraling.
There's so many crimes.
no.
He's committed laundering. He's committed sex trafficking, like stuff that you don't want to think about. Like, it forces you to think about how much crime he's committed. And they should have taken that lyric out because it overwhelms the spectacle.
We gotta get back to the story because apparently the story is not over.
It's not. I wouldn't just bring up cats.
Let's go.
Willy-nilly. Sure, it kind of relates to stuff we talked about tonight. So anyway, so the film experience concludes, and the whole time, like, Britt and Jess and I are just losing our minds at how just absolutely ridiculous this film was, and you know, like, we're like, there were a bunch of people like on the lower part of the stadium that waited. We're just kind of waiting for people to exit and just like continuing to laugh amongst ourselves. And so I see someone like walking up the stairs in our general direction, and I think that it's like one of the ushers like coming to like clean up our general section. It was a fellow moviegoer who just marched herself right up to our row and was like, "You guys are really rude. There were some people trying to watch this movie. You ruined this movie. We were just trying to have a nice time, and you ruined it."
Oh no!
She's like, "I want my money back."
So these are the three levels of how the situation is dealt with. Britt starts profusely apologizing, like, just bless her high heart. She's like, "I'll give you money. I'll refund your ticket." like bending over backwards to like make this woman happy. I'm like, I'm melting into my chair, but I'm also high, so I'm thinking, she's with the tats.
It's a test.
This is still part of the movie.
I'm not toilet anymore.
They sent her.
They knew it.
I really, really thought that she, like, this was some sort of like cat narc. And Jess, I'm sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but my high memory remembers you cackling out loud as you had been the entire movie, but in this lady's face.
Yep, Jess and I are spirit animals because that's what I would have done.
So the lady was like, "No, I don't want your money. I just want you to know that you ruined this movie.
I just want you to know you were terrible."
No, they watched the movie wrong. It's their fault.
Right.
They should have been joining in. It's their. I would have been like, "You're wrong. You are wrong. You're the bad one."
You're like, "You ruined my movie. You didn't join in."
I really thought we were all in on it, guys. Like, there were we really missed the mark, considering that maybe one person genuinely wanted to see cats.
Amazing, but yeah, if they're in the minority, then they're the ones that are wrong, right? If the majority of the crowd wanted to do this, then sorry, person who just wanted to watch cats. It's like Andrew Lloyd Webber. He's just got one tier. He's like the Indian on the side of the road back in the day, like when the the trash would get
litter,
thrown at the litter. And except it's Andrew Lloyd Webber, and people won't stop talking through the movie.
I wonder if like that same person like went to see The Room and is like, "Why aren't people taking this seriously? You know? Tommy Wiseau is a genius.
I'm just trying to watch a movie."
Oh my God, Jess, and there was an usher like behind this woman, and he like shook his head and he was like, "You guys really should have been more quiet." And we were like,
"That's your job, buddy. You should have fucking told us during the movie to be more quiet."
Literally what they flashlight at us.
Yeah. Do this thing with the flashlight.
You should be like, "If you didn't want us to watch this movie high, this movie should have been less insane." You should have had a normal movie on the street.
They shouldn't have hired all those extras to play cockroaches for no reason.
Yeah, who get eaten?
If you release a crazy movie, we're want to get fucked up to.
Oh, okay.
So glad that you guys are on my page.
We are reaching the end of our time, and we are white hot with rage right now. Really quickly, Rachel. Rachel's been tweeting throughout the show, and so to end the show every week, we always do a show and review through tweets. So, Rachel, why don't you share your screen and let us see what we've been talking about in joke form?
Sure. So the first tweet I wrote, this was not involved. I wrote this at the top of the show. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. I just thought of it. You please give me your hand. I'm dangling off a cliff. I'll die. Me, do you ever get sad that Brexit doesn't mean breakfast exit? Like you turn your highway or something. It occurred to me during the top of the show. And then it's suddenly remembering it's your birthday is a great mood heightener in either direction. You're having a fun time and it's your birthday, a party. It's your birthday and you're sad standing in a puddle. Greek tragedy. If the ancient Greeks could write for shit. Inspired by Grace's story. When other people say nothing happened, no hanky-panky. When I say nothing happened, the hanky-panky was at no point interrupted by a Terminator disguised as a cop. Just thinking about that phrase.
That's such a specific. I love it.
Following up my friend's epic anecdote at a party with a shot-by-shot summary of the most exciting film I've seen recently. That's a little bit about Michael's story. Making $1 billion by starting a chicken where there's no front row. All the seats are good. It's a matter of opinion. Immediately, someone's like, I like the front row. And I'm like, shush.
You're ruining the movie.
I'm sure.
There's always somebody. Writing a letter to Adam Sandler to please make a sequel to Click called Clack. It just makes sense. Including with the letter print of the house I'm planning to build so I have somewhere to watch it.
You should get that script into Jared Sandler's hands.
Maybe.
Jared Sandler, he's the key.
Jared Sandler on the phone.
Apparently, I don't know anyone who knows him. Imagining
Only somebody was cool.
Imagining there's an alternative universe where there's a movie about singing buttholes where they digitally remove the cats. That's all she wrote, baby.
That was great. That was great. What a fun show. Really want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Comedy Hub, thanks again. Thanks for coming and crashing in the end of the show and having a great time. I want to thank Rachel. I want to thank Grace. I want to thank Michael. I want to thank Justin. And I want to thank Emily. Everybody, what a really fun time talking about celebrities, talking about movies, and just having a good time on a Tuesday night. I hope everybody had fun. Till next week. See you later. Bye.
Bye.